Hey guys, this is Rocking3 being a live commentary Forza 5, and I am going to share my loadout of the Kia Cee'd in the D class. I had a request for that Kia, and I'm going to just real quick race this real quick and see if we can get. I was able to race it earlier and get to 184th on this Bernice Alps, and I did a little tuning on it from a gear ratio perspective. And I wanted to see if I could do a little bit better. So I have 144,000, and I'm trying to beat that next guy up there. Been testing this out for a little bit. This car is, it probably handles a little bit too much for this track. But you can definitely take this car, take the setup, and go to another track as well. So what I'll do is I'll race 3 laps here and see if we can beat that real quickly. See if we can improve on the times that I had. And then I will get out and I will show you the parts that I bought. And then I'll show you the tuning setup that I did as well. This car has a lot of potential in a lot of different ways. This one thing I'm going to tell you right now is that this comes as a front wheel drive car. And D class is one of those classes where you can kind of play around a little bit with the drivetrains. All-wheel drive cars can turn into front-wheel drive cars or rear-wheel drive cars, and you gain a lot of PI. Now, the thing about this class of car is that it doesn't have a lot of horsepower, so it's not like you have a big issue trying to keep it on the track. It's not gonna turn the wheels in second gear and third gear and fourth gear and stuff like that and get you off the track and get you in a lot of trouble. These low horsepower cars you can play with a little bit, and you can add a little bit of weight, or you can, like I said, change the drivetrain and start playing with the turbos or doing an engine change. Generally the engine changes in the D-class cars, unless they're a really low car, takes you out of that class pretty fast, so sometimes that is not a possibility. But I did a few things really interesting with this car, and I think you guys, if you kind of get your head wrapped around what I change and why I change it, you can apply it to other cars as well. But again, this is just going to be a D-class setup, but you can get equated to other cars as well. So looks like I'm racing a Celica, and a Celica is generally going to be a faster car than this Kia Cee'd. The Kia Cee'd is kind of a cross between having a Mazda MX-5, which I think is more of a handling car than this Kia, especially when you change it from front to rear. Yeah, I'm getting caught already. That Celica is just going to be too fast for me on these straightaways. I have to put as much distance as I can in the turns. He's going to pull away from me here too, because I'm going to run out of gearing, I think. Yeah, he's still accelerating. But we should be able to pass him right back here. Trying to keep my speed up to about 93, and I dropped it off a little bit too far, but let's see what we can do. But just the way that I tune this Kia, you can definitely see at least the method of my madness of how I do a lot of cars. One thing I'm working on is getting away from the ABS braking so that I can stop quicker. And I have a lot of time I can gain if I could get away from that. I just have not been able to put much time into it yet. So we'll see if we can make a little run at this guy here. Have a feeling we'll catch him a little bit here, but then he'll pull away from us in the straightaway. Alright, we'll give this one more lap a try. I'm going to leave this in 5th a little bit longer and see what happens. Should be able to carry some pretty good speed through there and not touch the wall this time, which is good. I don't know if the way I have this set up turbo, if I should be revving it up this high. I probably should check my power band a little bit. I may be able to get a little bit better acceleration if I was to shift a little bit sooner. I'm not sure. This time we're a little bit ahead of him, so you can see we're a little bit faster this time, but he's going to catch us at the bottom of this hill again. Yep, there he is. That's right. See if we can carry even just a little bit more speed up here at the top. 94, 93. Don't slow down, don't slow down. Still slow down a little bit too much. I want to try to keep about 95 through there, but I need to hit 107 on this part. If I don't hit 107, he's going to pass me. There we go, 107. I don't think I can get any higher than 107. Nope, let's just kind of stop there. He'll catch us right here. Yep, there he is again. But if we get a good last turn, there's a possibility we could pull away. Or not pull away, but stay in front. So we can go higher this time. I think I might hit the brakes a little bit too long. We're going to try. Tires are just squealing away. I'm just going to leave it in 5th. This is going to be really close. And we got him! Nice! Alright, so we'll finish that up. Let's see where we end up. And that was about the 5th or 6th lap I think I ran with that. I just wanted to make sure my gearing was right. So, I mean, this is a pretty easy to drive, consistent car. And if you could race without ABS, you could probably even do better than I did on that one. I'm not sure. We gained about 0.3 of a second on this, so it's possible that we're going to move into the lower hundreds, hopefully. So we got 100 and, we're still in the lower part. 175, but that's okay. That's good. That's good. All right, so let me take you to my build out, and I'll just tell you right now, I have full suspension upgrades, and we'll get to the weight part of that as well. And let's see. Let's run here. All right, so I have full aero front and back, just so you're aware of that. On the suspension, I have full race on everything there. I'll try to keep this as quick as possible. I have race everything here. This, I only have this one right here, this first level there. I have full weight reduction. Let's go to the tires, and then the last of all. Okay, so here I have the lightest rims. Right there. I have the biggest upgrade you can do. I have full rim size. Oh no, I'm sorry. I have middle rim size on front and backs. And then I have full width upgrade on the tires. And I ran the highest compound that you can with the race tire compound. As I fly through that part. So the last part that I wanted to show you guys, well, let's go to the engine. Okay, so first of all, I did the drivetrain swap. I'm on the rear wheel drive here. If I go back to the front wheel stock, you see it's 22 points different. So since I don't really have a problem keeping the back end from flipping out or anything like that because it's such a low horsepower car, I can do that and I can gain that PI. And then what I did here is I did the biggest turbo I could gain there. And I did not swap any engines. On the engine side here, I did the very first level of the street ignition. I did full race block. I did full upgrade on the turbo. I did full upgrade there, if that message pops out. Did a full upgrade there. Did a full upgrade on the cooling. And then with the PI, all I had left was that one right there. So my stats are 201 horsepower, 169 pounds of torque, 2813 weight, 52% on the front, and that 1.9 liter 4-cylinder, which is actually the very first stock one that comes with it anyway. On the tune, tires, it's pretty much standard for me. Still played with this a little bit. I got up to 4.83. You could probably still play with that, and depending on the track, you might want to change that a little bit too. Negative 0.5 on both of those. This is pretty standard. Keeps it steady with the 0 there. You could probably move that camber up 0.1 if you wanted to, but we're just running the negative 0.5 up here, so it's not a big deal. This is actually based off of the Dog calculator. I did the anti-roll bars there. The springs are also from that. I did change the ride height down to 5.8. This is kind of, you'll see this kind of standard for me. I run about 10 on the stiffness, on the rebound stiffness, and I'm running about a 4. I could probably lower that down a little bit, but it's pretty comfortable to drive at this one, so I leave it there. I put the aero kit on, but then I remove all of the downforce, at least as much as it allows me to. Brakes are run at 47, 115. Not sure if that's perfect yet because I'm working on the ABS issues, and running that at 15 and 15. That one could probably go a little bit higher if you wanted to. If you run that higher, because it's such a low horsepower engine, it's really not going to make that big of a difference. But that is it. That is my D-Class Kia Cee'd, and it does okay. It's one of those things where it's a little faster than the Mazda Miata. Doesn't quite handle as well, but it's a little bit faster, and it handles a little bit better than the Toyota Celica. But it keeps a little bit of a speed factor in there. So my D-Class cars right now, if we were to look at them, I don't have a lot of them, so I have that's a different one, but I have these here that I use. There's the Kia we just used. That's a Speed BRZ muscle car, and then the Toyota Celica for some leaderboard attacking. And this is actually a really good car too, but I don't have a lot of them right now. I have some D-Class racing coming up this Friday, January 3rd, so I probably should get a couple more cars together. But anyway, that's where we're at right now. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Later.